No. Yeah, so this is basically my fourth stream apparently. Not sure why OBS is giving an issue after every 30 minutes. And I'm not sure why that is happening. And also I have like a very rough cold. So I heard my previous session a lot of times in which I'm actually addressing that cold. I'm sneezing, whatever. And yeah, that results in that results in whatever set of noises that brings. But yeah, I'm still trying. I think we had three sessions before. Two of them were of around 30 minutes. One of them was of 40 minutes. I think last one was the biggest one. So maybe we are making progress in the right direction. And by the end of today, I'll try and figure out what is the issue with respect to streaming. Or is it an internet issue that I'm facing in this area? I'm not sure of either of these. But anyways, when we were previously in this, we were previously doing this, right? We were working on the fragment shader, and we had passed the variables, I guess, to the we had passed the variables to the uh, fragment shader, which is the scale variable, which is used to normalize the coordinates that are present in the texture. And now we are dividing everything into functions so that it is easily readable. So we'll be working on that. So for suppose is water, if you give a color, we are just checking the range of the color to check whether it is water. If it is water, return true, else return false. Same way for is empty, we are checking whether the value is above, say, 0.9. I think the brackets by default I'm a Java Kotlin programmer. Brackets will never. Follow the C standard by default. I would have to consciously make a choice of using the C bracket, C++. Okay. Get current color, get about texture color. Do I add new variables here in GLSL? How do I add new attributes? I'm sorry for this nose, I mean, nasal noises basically. Uh, Maybe I can directly use these values. Work, I guess. GL frag color is equal to get current color. If is empty GL frag color or is water GL flag color, then if is water get above color, GL flag color is get above color. Makes sense, I guess. It should work, I guess. I think this might give a compilation error. One of the issues with respect, I think, yeah, this is the code that is added. I think this might give compilation issue. I'm not sure. One of the things is we cannot identify the GLSL issues with respect to this, what is happening and all. It becomes extremely difficult to debug these issues. But anyway, currently we have to live with it, I guess. I think we'll get a black screen in this. Or a red screen. I got a red screen, I guess. Not sure why. This might be a compilation issue. This might be any sort of issue. We'll never be sure about it. How will I debug this, man? It's definitely not a code issue, as in because if it was a Kotlin issue, it would have broken. Now let me just try removing all this. I can just use one line. Let us check whether that works first. Then maybe compile other steps gradually. Just use the one normal line that we have. Basically the same as whatever we had before. Only thing that is extra is the passing of scale. Even this is giving an error. I'm not sure why this is giving an error. It's giving a red screen. Let's show it as well. Yeah, not sure why this is happening. But anyway, now we have to go back and check this issue. Maybe we'll first disable passing the scale. That is the first point of contact, right? And try the program. So this will not be there. This will not be there. The buffer itself won't be there. No, buffer it's fine. I'm just preparing it. I'm not connecting to whatever, right? There is no binding that I did. But yeah, it's fine. Now in the fragment shader code, I'll just disable this line. Let's check whether this works. Yeah, even this is giving an error. I'm not sure why. Not passing anything as well. Still, it is giving some red error. We check whether the live stream is still up. It's still up. So, what are the things that I changed when I was coming to here? I think texture handle, right? This I was using. Where all I have used this? Acha, texture uniform handle. Texture scale handle. Okay. Okay. Even I will stop the preparation of this it size buffer. Maybe that will help. I don't think this will matter anyway. Only major change is in the fragment shader. The fragment shader I have added some lines of code. But even that shouldn't affect this. No idea what is happening. Acha, it size buffer. I'm still getting a red color. Man, it's tough. Man, it's tough. Man, it's tough. Again, sorry for the nasal noises, but I can't help. I'm having some rough bit of cold. So I can't help with that. Maybe I'll mute myself for a minute. Maybe we'll play some copyright, no copyright music for some time. As in, I'll just keep on trying various things. Maybe we'll listen to some no copyright uh, YouTube songs, right? I think YouTube Creator Library has some of those for maybe 10-15 minutes, and I can try and see whether I can figure this out. What is the issue? Let me just get the songs. YouTube songs, right? I think no attribution is required for any of these songs, I guess. I think for the initial lot of songs, there is no attribution required. So maybe I can try and play these and then
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a still I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.
hopefully the
As you fade away.
sound is that much.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away. Cause every time I wake up, I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden, I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray.
Hopefully the sound is that much. Yeah. Yeah, the volume is fine, I guess. I'll continue playing this. I'll just add the so the context is this. We'll continue playing these songs. Context is this. Currently, we are still getting that red background error. So this is basically a debugging session of why this red color is we are getting. I'll try commenting certain things out and running. And this will keep on happening in the screen, but I might not talk for this. The background music will play anyway. So yeah. Yeah, so the song will continue. I'll keep working on the issue.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away. As you fade away. I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. I guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away. As you fade away. I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palm. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head. I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares. Standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares. Standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me? Then will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me?
I have no idea, man. So I have tried passing the scale variable, and then I made changes in the fragment shader program. Now, if I check the so what all changes I made in order to do the passing of the scale variable, I actually changed the added a buffer which was called state size buffer. Now this I commented out, and then I added a handle called texture state handle, texture scale handle. Now this is not being used anywhere. In it, I initialize the state size buffer with a particular size, and then put the state size in a variable. And in case of draw, I actually had a uniform array. I think I've commented more things than I should have commented. What is the texture? It's only one line I needed to have commented, not the two. I commented 2 lines. Now this should work, I guess. Man, such a silly mistake this was. It was such a silly mistake. Try running this. I still get the same issue by the way. Still get the same issue. Maybe I should rebuild and run. Why is stop app coming? But anyway, let's do. Why is it that I'm getting this issue? I have no idea here. Anyway, GL uniform 1v that shouldn't have been commented. I commented it out. Now it should have been working now. Still it's not working. We'll rebuild the process. Let us play this again. Music continues while I debug.
You can see the writing on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements. Online, a whole new generation. I'ma make mine, so you better go take it. Always, they need a new replacement. Decentralized, can't contain it. We're changing lives, yeah, upgrading. Call it suicide of the older generation. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. It's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. I think that we've all had enough.
I'll be away for a couple of minutes, I guess. I'll get some hot water also. My throat is gone totally.
I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so what? You're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
Yeah, I did get some hot water and I'm drinking it. Yeah, I think this is what happens all the time while coding, no? You start out with an algo, you start implementing it, and then in between you get stuck into some weird problem. So what happened now was I passed the vec2, which was scale. This I did nothing with in the vertex shader program. And in the fragment shader, I did some kind of manipulation or the other. Now I have removed the things that were done in the program. What were done in the program? I initialize the variables. I think I can remove it here as well. So I've removed it in the, I've removed the buffer. I've removed the handle. I've removed the linking of 2FV and the handle. That's the buffer and the handle. I've removed the initialization of the state size buffer. In the vertex shader, there is nothing. the variable that I'm passing, that I've commented out. And in the fragment shader, I have removed all the code that was with respect to this. And I've kept the earlier code only. Oh, this has a bracket missing, I guess. Does it? No, GL frag color is not this, man. What am I saying? What a wrong code this is. Yeah, this is not this. This is my bad. The flip coordinate is my bad, I guess. GL frag color is this, by the way. Flip X odd. This should work, I guess. Maybe it won't. Yeah, this works. Man. Oof, a silly mistake. There was not one, there were many silly mistakes. But anyway, so there is no issue with commenting. Let's just take with that. Let's just try passing the scale first, right? Let's just try passing the scale and see whether any sort of issue happens there. We are not going to use the scale, but we'll just pass it and see whether we are somehow causing an issue in the pipeline just because of passing it, right? Let's see. Yeah, that works. We have successfully passed the value, or seem to be passing the value. Nothing has happened after that. Yeah, I think some amount of ASMR is happening because of me drinking water, I guess. Is it happening? No, it's not happening. I've put a good noise filter, I guess. But the issue with noise gate is that it seems that there is a lot of um, it seems that sound comes out of nowhere. None of the ambient sound it actually catches. So sometime it can feel weird, but currently I think I'll work with this. Maybe after some time I'll maybe make the noise gate filter more precise, because there are a lot of surrounding noise that I don't want it to capture, because so just for that scenario I think it is better that I put a noise gate filter as of now, because just for use cases now it will be like there is no voice and just my voice, right? But actually there is a lot of ambient sound in the place I'm in currently, which might be even just a fan sound or just a bit of a white noise, but that gives a sense of reality. But this seems a bit weird, but I think currently we have to live with it. So yeah, so with the current thing I think we are at least able to, or seem to be able to, pass the scale to the program. Now the fragment shader will try and uncomment the functions. Have we written any functions wrongly? We'll just check that part, because there is no other way to test compilation as well. If this works, I think the functions have been written properly. Anyway, I'm not using the functions. That is another case, but just to check whether functions compile correctly in the fragment shader. No, it is not compiling correctly. That is one of the issues, I guess. Man, this is the only way to see any compilation issues in the function. Just confirm. I'll just add run this. I think I should also be starting you to use the shortkeys for run. What is the shortcut? Which- F10 is not working. I think I should remap the keys. I guess. Control R is fine for running, I guess. But yeah, currently we just run the app and check. Yep, there is a compilation issue there. I can manually go through the code here and check whether there is a probability of compilation issue here. If not, then I will just have to. It is not an SMT, by the way. That is a good catch now. Because SMT is compiling correctly. I think methodically how would I go is now just move this above. If this compiles correctly, then we can say that two functions are okay. That is also fine. Now I think get current color. Let us see whether this works correctly. I think this will have an issue. This is my gut feeling. This doesn't have an issue. In the first function. What is so wrong with this function? Let us try with this. So currently also after running this issue, there is no issue here. I'll uncomment this part. I think I'll get an issue. Excuse me. I put semicolons everywhere. I'm not sure what is the issue now. Yeah, I'm getting an issue. Yep. Now, what should I do? Is Web 2 0? Acha, Web 2 is not using float. Is that the issue? Let us try with this. Nope, that is not the issue. Maybe I should be using the F. Is the division operator not there for video? No, that is not the issue. I'll just comment this out. This should work, right? There is nothing happening in these two lines. Is the above keyword or something? Possibly. About text we'll put. Try with this. No, nothing is happening due to that. I didn't put semicolon. It's a semicolon I put. Man, what is the issue here? It's definitely in this function. The text code is equal to vec2 v text coordinate dot x. What if I copy paste these above below function same lines and put it here? It is basically the same thing, right? It's just happening here. Man, the debugging in GLSL is pretty darn difficult. Put it here. Will this work? It should ideally. Man, that works. That genuinely works. What am I missing, man? No idea. It's actually working. I genuinely have no idea. I know that if I assign web to about text here, will that cause an issue? Is it some sort of magic that is happening? Every time it feels like this, right? Whenever you're debugging, you feel that there is some sort of magic happening. And it takes a lot of time before you are finally able to sort things out. Start believing in magic. I think, yeah, this is causing an issue. Why is this assignment causing an issue, man? I have no idea. Why is this assignment causing an issue? The spelling, acha, man, this is just. This would have been a compilation issue if it was a proper compiler, man. It's just sad. Some name issue, man. No, there was a train of thought. I feel that before reading Harry Potter or something, we should basically try debugging. And I think we'll start believing in Harry Potter more. But I think here this is kind of resolved, I guess. Yeah, it's just shameful. It's not shameful per se, but this usually the compiler would have caught this. But now we have no way of doing this. We'll try adding this here. Right? This should also compile. We need to do incremental compilation to find compilation errors. How this works. Yeah, now all the functions work. After which I think we can do this. We'll directly try using this, see what happens. At least if it compiles and shows the texture. Man, again an error. Again compilation error. Going to be tricky, man. It's genuinely going to be tricky. The get current color needs to, it's a function, man. Get above color is a function. There needs to be semicolon. Is empty. Is water. They should compile, I guess. Yeah, this compiled, but nothing happened. Sinus asses. Oof. Oof. I think we can listen to one more song, I guess. Let's be back. No, I won't be. That. I think one of the issues that we are facing currently is the compilation issue, man. If something breaks in the shader, then we would have to get accustomed to the red screen. And then we would have to make some sort of strategy to understand the compilation issue. That is one of the issues for sure, I guess. Now, how do you debug? Compilation was one part of the issue. Now, debugging is the second part of the issue. Basically, you're saying you should be able to compile and debug in our mind and come to a solution. I think we can look up uh, how to debug a GLSL shader in Android. That is the only way to go about it. Otherwise, this is going to take some time, man. And it is not easy. And this is, as of now, there is no animation that is happening. But we would have to figure out why this is happening. I will be back in maybe a minute. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, so the issue that I was facing is in OpenGL, how do I debug and fix compilation issue of shaders? Because the logic here may be wrong, which is fine, which can be corrected. But this is going to be a recurring problem, right? Whenever you are working on shaders, how would I make sure that I'm able to do things correctly, right? Let's check whether there are tools available for this. I don't think there are tools available. Yeah, so it is not possible apparently. I think we would have to live with it or come up with ways to solve this. Yeah, this is deprecated as well. So one of the issues that I can think of currently is uh, let us just check if no, but one of the things that I can think of currently is the texture being reinitialized frame to frame, or whatever is being done in a particular frame, right? Is it being taken over to the next frame? That is one of the things that I can think of. Uh, how can I? So let us have an hypothesis with respect to that, right? This is the so we did some sort of calculation. You can check and see that whether this actually makes sense, right? Maybe one way of finding this is, instead of -1, we can just check whether -20, right? Or -100 is, so if the now the water appears well below the current this thing, and it is static, right? So what I've done is, instead of just checking one step above, I'm checking 100 steps above, right? Now what will happen is, if the water droplet happens to be 100 step below the new image, 1 2 step transfer is not good enough to be seen in a, yeah. So what I'm trying to test is, I'll start over again. That my basic idea is, every time the texture is initialized again and again with the same image. Now, if that is the case, even if water moves down by a single step, right, we will not be able to compare it visually. So, what we are trying to do is, we will try to make it move 100 steps down. And now, if the static image shows that the water droplet is 100 step below, I think we have proved that uh, the texture is not getting carried over again, again, again. Let's try this. Or maybe this will again show a red screen. We'll see. No, nothing happens actually. Nothing is happening. Nothing happens. It's not that then. There are three criteria here, right? One is empty, second is water, and third is whatever the assignment, right? So we'll just validate the three criteria, right? Is empty and is water. Only two criteria. Whether they work fine. Okay, let's just comment this now. Also, this is not required anymore. This should work, right? If it's empty, we'll make it black. Let's have the, or make it some other color, red or something. Excuse me. Yeah. We'll just make all the white pixels as red pixels. See if the white pixels are being identified correctly. It's a simple exercise. Just validates one function. Yeah, this is working, I guess. I'll just show this. It's working, I guess. Let's see whether we are able to identify water correctly. This water, make it red. It's also pretty fine, I guess. Yeah, now we'll do a combination of this. Yeah, this works. Yeah, so only source of issue can be this above color, get above color, right? Because currently this is also working. What we can try and see is if we are able to get above color instead of current color everywhere, and see if this results in some sort of change in the pixels that are rendered. Yeah, this is not helping out at all. Okay, I'm not using about text here. Simple issue. Let's see whether what happens after this. Currently, we can see the solution is this. See what happens after this. Even after using this, I'm getting the same thing. So some sort of issue is there in above color, get above color. I'll rebuild it also once. You see the scene here. I rebuild it and I'll run again. Yeah, I'm getting the same screen. Yeah, so either the scale that is being passed is wrong or the calculation for above text is wrong. Can only be one or the other. We would have to understand that. Because I'm directly using get above color and I'm basically getting no issue. As in it's exactly the same as if I do minus 1000 also. No, something is happening. Something is happening. Something is happening. Minus. But it is not one thing you notice is it's not keeping on rotating, right? So it is using the same texture. That is why. Otherwise, it would not have. Minus 100. And if you this, I'll go right. I think the water will go 100 steps down, I guess. Why? Yeah, this is giving me the same. Yeah, so there is some sort of issue that is happening with respect to some sort of issue that is happening with respect to the screens and whatnot. Yeah, I'll be back in get some hot water. Uh, 2 3 minutes. Music shall be played.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous. Is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing all our minds and put the work in. We got some work, man. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous. Scared I would pop out fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of bluff, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a
some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. You always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause of sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, 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 today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Yeah, I'm back. And for today to be a good day, I think I should be able to solve this goal at least, which is, what is this goal? Get water droplet moving down. If that happens, then today is a good day. But yeah, that is how it is. So what we have understood currently before this small break that I had. I got some uh, good, I think, black coffee, and my throat is feeling a bit better. I know it's a weird choice to start streaming for 8 hours when your throat is bad and you have a running nose, but I had to do it someday. It happened when this is. So yeah. Yeah, so what did we understand from code at least? We understood that this there is some issue with get above color, right? We actually had 4 functions written, That current color is obviously working fine. Is water is working fine. Is empty is working. But get above color seems to be having some sort of issue. And also one more thing noted is that the texture may not be passed correctly also. As in, not correctly. Texture may not be passed between the loadings. That could be a case. Am I doing any sort of clear or something like this? Maybe is that the issue? I'm not sure. So those things need to be taken care of now, I guess. The binding and all, maybe this can happen beforehand, I guess. Maybe should I try that? In the unit itself, I will do all this. Texture is loaded beforehand, that is for sure. Because that function is getting called here. But the coordinates is getting passed again and again. What we can try and do is pass the coordinates before itself. We'll start with that. The program itself doesn't change. I think we'll try and see what happens if. Also, so we'll write down the observations first. Get above color in fragment shader doesn't seem to be working. That is the first observation. After that, what else? Yeah, so these are the things. Get above color in fragment shape, fragment shader may not be working correctly. Uh, is number one. Get above color. If we use a displacement of 100, nothing happens, but 1000 seems to trigger some changes. As we saw, the pipe came below and the cup came above. If when I was using 1000, why am I passing texture coordinates and vertex coordinates again and again in draw? Because we are not doing any sort of manipulation on those coordinates. We can see if there is a way of avoiding this. And also texture changes may not be saved to be used in further iterations of OnDraw. This is still kind of debatable because I'm not sure what get above color is doing anyway correctly. So if we figure that out and if get above color seems to be working correctly and still the texture changes is not iterative, then we can say that we need to store it somewhere and load it again or something of that sort. In the article, they were doing some front back things. The article, they seem to be doing uh, some sort of um, some sort of front to back textures. We can search the article. Preparing the textures. The entire simulation state will be stored in a single 2D texture. Yeah, I'm scratching my throat and this is causing a weird sound. Yeah, I'm sorry for all this. I have an excuse card today of sore throat and running nose. Yeah, so where are we? Yeah, how the texture is getting prepared in case of check that part. So preparing the textures, right? By the way, I've added this article in the description. So if anyone is wanting to check this article, you can check it out in the video description. Yeah. Yeah, preparing the texture. Basically, and it is saying it is storing, it is doing some sort of the article is saying that it is doing uh, some sort of operation on the before the pipeline gets the vertices for the textures. When I was thinking the same lines, because how do I save a texture that is already rendered, right? Is it possible? And then use it again in the pipeline. That is what I was thinking. Uh, reuse texture after OpenGL reuse texture. After fragment shader. So there is no other